โอเคเรามาเล่นตำนานคาวบอยของเราต่อดีกว่าเรื่องราวของคาวบอยมาเกมเนี่ยน่าจะไม่ยาวมากคิดว่าแป๊บๆก็จบละคิดว่าเกมเนื้อเรื่องน่าจะ 2-3 ชั่วโมงนะ
And hunting Plumber looked like a good way to get rich quick. As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head. Plumber rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape, and that's where I thought I'd find him.
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder.Why would you be nervous?
เราสเตลได้ไหมเนี่ย
As long as you don't light up a cigar, we're fine. Yeah, besides, George is up there on the rocks with that rifle of his.
As my late father pointed out to me more than once, God made men, but Samuel Colt made them equal.
สเตลได้วะเฮ้ยเท่ปืนมีลายอย่างเท่ถ้าหากถามว่ากูจะสเตลต่อไปไหมก็คงไม่
Who the hell is that nigga? Don't let him get a shot up.
อะไรวะแค่นี้เจ็บแล้วอันนี้ดันได้ไหมทางนี้ไปไม่ได้เนาะ
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it. It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in '48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments. Like those that ran with Plumber.Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings.
มาละ
Charlie Crow, blacksmith. James, who worked in the stable. Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's sons. Ordinary citizens who lived a double life.
อะไร
Stealing and thieving and murdering their neighbors.
ไม่เอานี่ดีกว่าของเราแม่งปืนทองดีกว่าเยอะ
Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot. That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other.He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach. Dangerous, desperate individual. I thought I was some kind of hero.
ไหนวะไอ้เหี้ยมองไม่เห็นเลยไหนยิงจากไหนมามันไปละ
I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out.
ดันไม่ได้เหรอ
I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance,
เอา
Made sense.
เมกเซนก็เฮียแล้ว
It was the quickest way in, but that also
มา
made
จาก
it
ไหน
more
วะเฮียทาง
dangerous,
นึกจะมาก็มา
as there would
กาว
undoubtedly
จัดเลย
be
เกมนี้
enemy pickets posted along the way.
เกมนี้ไม่น่าจะมีไฟฉายหรอก
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it. Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell. A single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
สรุปต้องไปทางไหนเนี่ย
Time to blow your shit up.
ไหนใครจะโบลใครอย่านะไม่ได้มีรถหรือชมอย่างนั้น
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to kingdom come.
เชี่ยมันมืดว่ะไปโดนอีก
Surprise!
With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at. All it takes is one tiny spark, and boom.
ใช่กูโดนไปแล้ว
Take that asshole out!
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tube.
หายแล้วมันยิงกูไม่ได้ยิงมันยิง
I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane.
กูทำได้ไงวะเมื่อกี้กูไม่ได้ทำหรอกเกมบังคับเอ้าไอ้เหี้ยอันนี้กู
It's
ไม่
a
ได้
good
ทำ
thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it. Instead, I spotted a ladder, a way into the mine from the opposite side.
เอาแล้วที่กูรู้เมื่อกี้อะแม่งเกมกาวจัดเลยเอาบอลกาวแท็ปเปอร์โค้ดควอเตอร์ไฟเตอร์อ๋อน่าจะสายลูกซองมั้งอันนี้อัพเลยเราได้ถือปืนคู่แล้วแต่แลกกับการที่ได้กระสุนมากขึ้น
It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution, because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder. I was determined not to give up. As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob. And I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water.
You must be about out of bullets.
เย้ว่าแม่งลำบากกว่าเดิมอะเท่แต่ไม่ได้แดกอะ
I would have to
ต้อง
make
ใช้
a
ปืน
choice.
ปกติเอาอย่ามัวแต่ห่วงเท่เลย
Or climb the ladder.
ปีนดีกว่าผมไม่ค่อยเชื่อใจลิฟต์เท่าไหร่
I wanted to use the element of surprise. Plus, I figured I could use the exercise. I was warmed up already, so what the hell?
พลาดได้ไงวะเนี่ย
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places one time or another, but that's neither here nor there.
มาจากไหนเนี่ย
The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
เอ้าอันนี้เผื่อล่วงเองอันนี้โทษใครไม่ได้เผื่อล่วงเองไปทางนี้ได้ไหมทางนี้มันงงๆหน่อยเว้ยแต่ไม่เป็นไรเกมเส้นตรงมันคลำหาทางไม่ยากหรอก
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right
Yeah, you know
away
what?
that this was going to take some doing.
What are you? No blood money for you today.
เฮียยังไม่โดน
That's this, you son of a bitch! Lucky shot! I need some help here!
อ้าวเรียกพวกอีก
Come on, boys! Take this cocksucker out! And shoot! Gotta give him that.
มาแล้ว
They're gonna bury you in a million pieces! I can shoot too! Bastard! I do not deserve to die like this!
ยังไม่โดนเลยเว้ย
Plummer wants that asshole. You killed him!
So that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
อยู่ๆก็กลายเป็นนักล่าเพราะตามล้างแค้นเนี่ยนะโอเคมีอะไรอัมไหมไม่มีโอเคกูว่าไอ้ปืนคู่นี่แม่งไร้ประโยชน์สัสๆเลยอะ
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself.
จอห์นเวสลีย์ชื่อเท่นะแต่ละชื่อ
Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
ไปลุยต่อเลยพร้อม
I dodged death many
Ui,
a
shit.
time, and that night in Abilene was no different.
เขียมาปืนก้นวูเลยเฮ้ยปืนอะไรอ่ะปืนใหม่
I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
เขียมาปืนก็บูเลย ผิดทางอีกไอ้เหี้ยเฮ้ยโอ้ยขยันยิงกูจังเลยแล้วปืนทองกูไปไหนอะ
I thought the Texas Rangers got hard.
มี
Yeah,
ช็อตกัน
that's what they want you to believe.
ปืนพกสุดเทพกูหายไปไหนแล้ว
It was Colden, a witch's tit, and a brass bra that night
Mà là
as
gì
I
à?
fought my way past his loyal
กูยอมรีโหลด
compadres.
ทีนั้นนะเพื่อแลกกับความเท่
To the very same saloon we're sitting in today. Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me, and wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
Shit, it's cold out here.
They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. As most of them were wanted as well. I figured Hardin was here somewhere, but to get to him, I'd have to get past his gun hands. I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their jefe of my unwelcomed
ไหน
presence.
วะ
I wondered if Bob was among them.
Let the boys know we got another law dog. I'm gonna make you pay for that. You better hide. Dead man.
อยู่ไกลซะด้วยมีอะไรไหมตรงนี้กูไม่รู้ว่าไปทางไหนไงก็เลยคำทางเอา
And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better. Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers. Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story.
เอ๊ะใครยิงวะอ๋อ
I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
มาออกยิงให้โดนดิทำไมยังไม่โดนทีวะ
I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon.
หมดแล้วเนาะ
Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me. In fact, I felt a certain hostility.
จะยิงไม่ว่าขอจะทำให้ตามัวได้ไหมมันมองยาก
You ain't shit.
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived.
จะไปเก็บ
As
ซะหน่อย
a moment later, I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
เอาว่าเสียงปืนไวที่ไวที่สุดฟาสเตสเลยนะอย่าบอกว่ากูต้องดวลปืนกับมึงอะต้องดวลปืนกับคนที่มือไวที่สุดเนี่ยนะโอ้ยเก่งมาขอลองดูหน่อยสิกูจะตายกี่รอบ
I felt a bolt of adrenaline, or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him.
โดนสักทีดีวะ
That man was faster than greased lightning, but being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
เอา
So he didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless avenger took his life. Shot him in the back in a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for
กูอุตส่าห์
another
พยายาม
beer?
ยิงให้โดนนี่เฮ้ย
Ben?
ลองคอมโบน่าสนใจนะนี้เอาเลย
Thank you, darling. Yeah, some say revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, did you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
ในเรื่องใครวะเนี่ย
Yes, I did, Ben. I remember once I was after this renegade Apache, Grey Wolf. Strangely enough, revenge was also his primary motivation. A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickle the nether regions of heaven.
ลองทามาโคบนภูเขาห่าง
Grey
ไกล
Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death. Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move. He led a band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him.
มาตรงไหนอีกวะเนี่ยเหมือนเมื่อกี้เอาแมปมารียูสเหมือนกันนะไอ้ด่านเมื่อกี้
They saw me before I saw them. And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't
เฮ้ย
such
ไอ้
a
เหี้ย
good
โอ้โห
idea.
เหี้ยใช้อะไรยิงกูวะแม่งโคตรแรงเลยมาเอาใหม่
They saw me before I saw them.
มีอีกไหม
And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting has started, there was no backing down.
โอเค
It was rugged country, the winter home of the Chiricahuas, and that's why they had retreated there.
หมดยังกันมาดิ
I admit to having some regrets about going after them the way I did. But then again, I got a lot of those.
Did you find Grey Wolf?
Not at that moment, but I did find the entrance to their hideout.
โอ้โหเยอะหมดยัง
A deep crevice that led to a deeper cave.
Don't tell me you went in there.
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as pure, angry cussedness.
กูต้องกระโดดลงไปอันเนี้ยดีนะกูไม่โง่กระโดดลงไปก่อนอุ๊ย
See, back
Okay.
then, I had a stubborn streak a mile wide, and I wasn't about to back down.
ไม่รู้ไปทาง
So
ไหนเห
it
มือนกัน
was like pitch black in there?
Actually, it was pretty well lit, as they had torches on the walls.
ไม่มีอะไร ไอ้เหี้ยยิงไม่โดนทีวะไอ้เหี้ยกว่าจะโดน
How big was his cave?
Big as hell, Ben. Chiricahua had hid out there during the Indian Wars.
โอ้ยทางตันวะมา
They thought it was haunted with the ghosts of those murdered by the horse soldiers.
The cave was haunted with dead Indian ghosts?
เชี่ย
To be honest,
ทำได้ไงวะ
I was more concerned with the live ones than the dead ones.
เอาไอ้เหี้ยถอยก่อนไอ้เหี้ยอันนี้ไม่ทันจริงวะเอาไอ้เหี้ยแม่มึงเข้ากดผิดโอเคเห็นนะเว้ย
How come you know so much about engines?
A few years
Huh?
back,
Khai
I was
Jing Quá?
married
Ồ.
to two Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of there. Those girls never shut up. Both of them nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I mean, what happened with Grey Wolf?
Oh, well, I pursued him into the cave of death.
มีอะไรบ้างตรงนี้ไม่มีไปกลับเลยทีนี้แม่เจ้าโคตรดัก
I came upon
Wow,
this
Leo.
flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him. He came to me unarmed and unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows, and I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me.
เอา
As his story unfolded in my mind,
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. The soul would have no rainbow if the eye had no tears.
he said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the mountains.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes. And indeed, his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry wolverine. They couldn't stop me though, and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk.
มาพร้อมดึงหมดยังไม่หมดหมดทันทีเถอะกูยิงไม่ทันแล้ว
I swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap. But suddenly, one just appeared. Kind of like a miracle.
เนี่ยมันกาวตรงเนี้ยอัพเวลก่อน ammo capacity increase revolver reload เอาเลยเดี๋ยว ammo capacity เอาไว้ทีหลังไม่ค่อยได้ยิงใช้แต่ปืนยาว
I felt like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice, overlooking the thundering white water river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning back. I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo-jumbo.
Mumbo-jumbo's right. Are you making this all up as you go?
A few details may be fuzzy, brother, but I am relating exactly what happened to me. There were dozens of Apache warriors aiming at me from on high.
Dozens?
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
At least 3 or 4.
Well, more than that, little lady.
เห็นไหมไม่คุ้มไม่เวิร์กปืนพกไม่เวิร์กพยายามลองหัดใช้อยู่
I had a steep climb up creek ahead of me and scrambled up those rocks like a mountain goat. I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me. And wouldn't you know it, that crafty son of a bitch led me right into a trap.
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches surrounding me.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who are you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them.
เฮ้ยมาจากไหนเยอะแยะโอ้โหโอ้โหอย่าเข้าข้างหลังกูดิอีเหี้ยอย่างน้อยให้หลังกูชนฝาได้บ้างอันนี้มึงกาวแล้ว
I followed it as I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me. But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
มันก็กาวอย่างเงี้ยทำให้กูเชื่อเรื่องราวมึงได้ไหมเนี่ย
Never did find him, and never did collect my goddamn bounty.
ต่อไปimprove agility concentration increase range piercing power โอเคเอานี้ก่อนดีกว่า
Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
ใครอีกวะเนี่ยเรื่องราวเยอะเหลือเกิน
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right.
I did my best, sir. We all did.
กลับมาที่เมืองนี้อีกแล้วเหรอ
It was early morning. One of
อ๋อ
my
เรา
friends was
เรา
a
เรื่องในมุม
local
ของคนอื่นบ้างแล้ว
gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob 2 banks at the same time. 2 banks on the same damn street.
อันนี้เราเป็น
Story was Bob Dalton's girl was always riding him about how he had no ambition.
เอ้า
Oh, you're
เชี่ยอะไรวะ
nobody next to
อ๋อ
Jesse James, you'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeeville just to shut her up.
Right. It's always the woman's fault.
Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off.
รอบนี้เราเป็นรอแมนบ้าง
Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property. The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently.
อ้าวเรื่องของใครแล้วรอบนี้
It was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months. Now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait the son of the bitches out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns. So he went in there alone to confront those criminals. One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank.
What the hell
Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting. From above. Fortunately, a water tower was right there.
ขอบคุณที่บอก อันนี้มันเล่าเรื่องของใครอยู่
A
เนี่ย
moment
งงหมด
later,
แล้ว
he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did. It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
เฮ้ยกูอยู่บนโซฟานะเฮ้ยมันเจ็บได้ไงวะ
We've got company.
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie and Davy
Is that
Crockett,
Silas
who
Greaves?
died defending
Son
the
of a
Alamo.
bitch!
ไหนมาเอา
I ain't backing down.
Over there!
กดทีนี้กดผิดเอง
That's Silas Greaves. What the hell?
Blam! Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons. His name was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
เอามารอบนี้ตัวจริงเล่าบ้างแล้ว
It was early evening, not high noon. The Daltons blew up a safe, and were all set to hightail it out of there. I was late to the party, and Coffeyville was already up in arms. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies. เดลตันพี่น้องเดลตัน Those jokers for months, waiting for them to
โอ้โห
do something.
ลุมยิงใหญ่เลยจะยืนเฉยทำไมเนี่ย
Finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeyville. Shoot, I dare you! You ain't bothering me none.
หมดแล้วเนาะมาลุงถีบประตูเช่นนี้กี่ครั้งเนี่ยอ้าวไม่ใช่เหรอต้องไปทางไหนอะเอ้าแล้วกูต้องไปทางไหนอะรู้ละ
Those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. The problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons, and they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons, which wasn't any surprise, because those 2 families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
ข้างบนมีอะไรไหมเอ๊ะเลเยอร์บ้านคุณ
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least 2 of them to escape. The 3rd brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
Didn't work เหี้ยอะไรกูตายเมื่อกี้
It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Greaves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. And I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
โอ้ลูกซองด้วย
You are dead, Lord.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him?
โคตรอึดเลย
But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
We'll get those suckers.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this.
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
We'll track him to the ends of the earth.
อัพก่อน improve damage โอเคจัดไปโอเค
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws.
เอาเป็นว่าวันนี้พอแค่นี้ก่อนนะกันรู้สึกว่าเล่นมาเยอะแล้วไปสำหรับวันนี้พักผ่อน
I couldn't wait for you to come.
เล่นวันละชั่วโมงพอไม่ต้องเล่นเยอะหรอก
But now you're gonna leave.